All right, welcome back to Tangents, the podcast, where we talk about a variety of topics through the eyes of a teenager with myself, Logan, and my co-star, Miles. Today's topic is going to be covered by Miles currently, so go ahead, man.
All right, so the topic today we're going to be talking about is your sexual orientation determined at birth?
All
So
right.
Logan, what do you think about that?
Sexual orientation determined at birth. What do I have to say about that? I think in order to even talk about that, we have to define orientation.
So basically that means gay, straight.
Oh, like their
lesbian,
preferences.
Preferences, pansexual, transgender,
okay.
so many nowadays. I just don't know.
Is their sexual orientation, like who they'll grow up to like, determine at birth?
Yeah, determined at birth. And I know very little about.
I don't think it's determined at birth. I think it's a derivative of like how people are influenced as they grow older.
But then, like, what influences you to be straight and what influences you to be gay? Because growing up as as like my age, like you see things,
Yeah.
and it's it doesn't tell you to be straight. I do see things that like do tell me like, oh, that I should like women. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I should like girls, like the shows that I watch.
Yes.
Whatever, like that. It just shows like, oh, okay, like that's a guy liking a girl, so I should like a girl. But then how does someone become gay? Like I don't understand that. You know what I mean? Like how does someone just like
Become.
I feel like it just becomes gay because I feel like being gay has been around for a long time.
That is very true.
Very long time. So it's how did they influence to be gay? How did they become gay? I feel like it's just like
I think maybe it's not entirely influenced. I mean, maybe it's not entirely just influenced. Maybe there's a little part of it determined at birth.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's a gay like gene. There's no chromosome that makes you gay or not. I think it's more like your testosterone levels or some chemical that plays into it. Like maybe your brain or your neural system reacts differently to different endorphins and all that stuff.
You have different
desires,
perception level, desires, yeah. It's all in with the brain. So then would you dare to say that it is determined at birth?
No, not entirely.
Then what else? What else would contribute to being gay then?
Like I said, the influences growing up. So for me,
wait. So then let's say a person during a long time ago and during the time. So there was these older men that would have like little playthings that were like teenage boys.
What?
Right? You know that, right?
Playthings?
Well, I don't know how to call them. They were like sexual partners that were just around the house that they would just do things with, sexual activities with.
Yeah.
And that was between two males.
Yes.
So how would that be also part of like growing up? You know what I mean?
Well, back then, like you said, I guess it's not technically like normalized, but it was normal in a sense. Like if you were to walk into a house and see like some guy with some slaves chained up, that's a little bit weird. But back then, if that was the thing,
that is true.
If that was the thing, then there's nothing that would be like a red flag. Like, oh, I'm not influenced. Like if it didn't exist, then how could they be influenced by that? But if if the guy was born back then, and that was already a common practice, by seeing that as growing up, you're more like, okay, this is okay. And in that sense, you're like impacted by that and influenced in a way where you're like,
that is true.
This is normal.
Okay. Makes sense. So then again, so you were saying about, what else makes you gay. So I'll let you finish that too.
Yeah. I was saying something like being gay, okay? Like I said, it could have something to do with testosterone levels. I don't know if that's the right chemical, or maybe it's like your endorphins and all these different things in your brain that make you react differently. So maybe back then, in the Middle Eastern times, it was very bad to be a gay person back then. Like you get crucified, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So if there's no influences, how would someone end up being gay, right? So I'm kind of playing my own devil's advocate.
Yeah.
If there is no, like nowadays there's gay icons, whatever, that's cool. Like if you're gay, you're gay. I don't really care. But back then, if there was none, how does someone end up becoming? Well,
exactly.
So like I said, if there is something that they're born with, I don't think there's like a gene that determines if you're gay or not. Although people are different in the sense that they have different reactions chemically and stuff. If they have, say, a lower amount of whatever gene makes you attracted to women, what if that's testosterone? I don't know if that's, whatever certain endorphins, like there's certain endorphins for whatever reactions and stuff. Like there's endorphins for like, say, oh, you like food. It's going to trigger your saliva and stuff versus say you see a really good looking girl. Those are different. So maybe you got a different balance of those in their head or whatever. For whatever reason, they have like more inclined towards men. I guess they wouldn't be born at birth gay, but the fact that they have that and they're told that they're not supposed to like men and all that stuff, that kind of contributes to them being gay.
Because when you're born, you're not born anything. Just you're born and you're ready to be learned. You're taught, you know.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you're born, you're like a blank slate.
That is true.
That's what I feel like. Because some practices and studies believe that when you're born, you do have like a sense of morals, and there has been proof of that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just like that has to do with like human nature. That has to do with like, oh, I saw someone being a jerk, so I'm not gonna give him a cookie because he's an asshole. You know what I mean? That's just that's what we see as. But then when you teach kids like, oh, it's okay to be racist, then the kid's gonna be like, okay, it's okay to be racist because. And when because kids are not born racist, so they're that.
That is true. That is a learned trait.
That's a learned trait, and they're not born. For me, I feel like born to be gay, not really, but then yes, because then like I don't know, it's so like it has to do with like you're not born racist, so I don't think you could be born gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like I changed what I said, but I feel like thinking about it, you learn things as you grow up, and you learn that I like a certain thing or I feel a certain way because maybe I was brought up that way, or that's just how I see the world because everybody sees the world different.
Yeah.
So
no, that's true. That's very true. Yeah. So I want to say that I guess to bring it back to the original question, I want to say that people are born gay. I think people can have more tendency to be more feminine versus masculine. Like there's guys, who are like big, burly, whatever, like grow a beard at 9 years old. And then there's other guys who, just want to whatever they want to do. They're just more feminine. And I think depending on that and the type of influences around them, it determines what, their actual preference.
Yeah, definitely. But then a little off, not really off topic, but on the same.
Well, it's tangents, man. We're
same
back.
message. Yeah. So, do you think gay marriage is okay?
Like in the U.S. or just like as a whole?
I mean, just anywhere, man.
In general.
Yeah, in general.
Do I think it's fine? Yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine too. I mean, like, what the fuck? Let these motherfuckers do what they want.
If it doesn't, it's not bothering me in any sense. Like, I'm not paying more taxes because of it.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not. It's hurting me or hindering me for living my life. If someone wants to live their life a certain way, I feel like they should. Like I said on a couple other podcasts, I feel like happiness is key to a successful life. So.
Yeah, like I don't agree that I'm gay or anything. Like I'm not gay. I don't agree with being gay. But like if someone wants to be whatever, I mean that's their life. Like they're living. We're all living our own lives. Like I'm living mine, and when I die, I'm gonna have to live with whatever I did during my life. Same thing for everyone else. Like if they decide they're happier with a guy than a girl, that's them.
Or
that's
dinosaur,
them.
lion, tiger, bear.
That's a little bit weird. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Okay, but then we have to go to the thing that gay people, right? That's cool, whatever. And then now we have like people who dress up as dinosaurs and feel like they're dinosaurs. Oh, and what the fuck is that, man? I mean, it's crazy.
That is furry. That's I think that's crazy. A product. That is a product of society being so coddled that they feel
and weird.
Huh?
We're just weird. We're weird too.
No. Like since we don't have to hunt for our food, we're not occupied 24 hours trying to survive. They have more time to like be retarded, and I think that's what they choose to do. And it's as simple as that. Like if you want to dress up as a dinosaur, I should at least get a hunting tag so I could go shoot them. I don't.
And they also dress up like dogs, and they go to little human dog parks. What the fuck is that?
No, that's not allowed. Listen, if I see a grown man in a dog costume cuddling my dog, dude,
that's it.
I will curb stomp you. And you could say this is premeditated because I've confessed to this, but if you get anywhere near my dog, that is so like, weird. That is deserving.
and you start sniffing its butt, dude. That's like, whoa, bro.
No, that's when you get the strap, okay? That's where it ends, okay? That's just weird. But, I mean, if you want to be gay, then, I mean, man, you go do other men. I don't care.
You go do other men.
just don't get near my dog. Okay, I will go with John Wick.
Leave animals out of it. Like, stop dressing up as animals. You're human.
People just take it too far. Like, I get it. Love who you want, but don't love an animal.
All right, love your race.
Your waist?
Your
race. No?
Well, then that means that's
kind of.
Well, that's weird because whales are mammals and we're mammals. So
I think you meant species.
They have your own species. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay, because I was like race. I was like, wait.
Not race. No.
I was like, wait, hold up. There's a little red flag here.
No, definitely not. You can love whoever you want, but just don't love an animal.
What's crazy though is since we're on the topic of it, so if everyone's allowed, everyone is allowed to go, be with whatever race they want to be. eventually all the dominant genes are gonna take over.
Dominant mean what? Dominant like what? Dominant genes?
Like dominant versus recessive genes. Like brown hair is more dominant than blonde hair.
Oh yeah.
And if you think about it, it's only been prominent in the last couple 100 years.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. We're getting a lot of mixtures now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And if the way that, I guess we're heading is that eventually the most common race will be like darker skin, darker hair, brown eyes,
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy to think about?
Yeah, there's gonna be like,
because me and you right now are not light. We have
I'm a tan Mexican child.
We have tan in our
yeah. I'm like half white, half Mexican. My dad is white. My mom is Mexican. My dad is a blue-eyed man. Okay, I have brown eyes.
Blue eyes?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, my dad.
Anyway, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So if you think about like in 100 years or even like 50 years where everyone will be at, like you'll be walking down the street and the most common person you'll see will be darker hair, darker skin.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that like at some point that's all there's going to be.
I know. Wow.
Like, and if you think in like 500 years from now, people will look back and be like, there was once blonde-haired people. Like, that's so weird.
Walking around that one time? Dude, the last white person alive.
Oh my god, dude.
I saw an Instagram post. It's like the last white person alive escaping everybody else. That was fun.
Yeah, dude, that's gonna be absolutely crazy.
I know. Then that things like racism. What do you think? Or I can't even say racism would go away. I don't think it would. I don't know if it could. Everybody always hates each other. Yeah.
No, it won't be racism. It'll just flow into some other form of hatred. Like,
you're darker than I am.
Yeah, or something stupid.
Your hair's nicer than me. I hate you.
Yeah, people are gonna always find a way to hate each other. I don't know. I'm glad that I think we live in the perfect time. If you're living and you're hearing this podcast not 100 years from now, and like you're living this current life, I think that we live in the best generation or the best time period to ever hit humanity.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're in such a cultural melting pot. I can walk down the street and see someone from like a million different countries,
I know, it's crazy. It's cool.
I'm exposed to so many cultural different foods. I can love who I want to love. There's so much technology advancements in the past 30 years. Like computer was invented like 30 years ago. Like how far we've come. Like we're on the internet right now having this conversation. That is crazy.
The world's become more just
organized,
free, safer in a way.
That's true.
People are able to do what they want without having hatred as much as back in 1930s or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. Like less than 100 years, and we've made so much progress.
People are more open-minded because we have like more people are standing up and saying, "I feel a certain way," and stop being an asshole, and let's just go back to being a loving society.
Yeah, no, that's very true. So I think that's pretty much answers the question. So I guess to answer the question, is sexual orientation determined at birth? I don't know. Nobody knows currently. But the way that I see it, I think there's a lot of influence, but it's also dependent on the genes that you're born with. Would you say that, or you got something else?
I would say that too. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right. Well, this was Tangents, the podcast, where we talk about a whole bunch of different topics through the eyes of a teenager. I'm Logan, and this is my co-star Miles. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, leave feedback depending on where you're listening to or listening at, and stay tuned for the next episode, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Take care. Anything else to say, Miles?
I gotta go pee.
All right. Sounds good. All right. See you guys later. But wait, I got a blooper. This is one of the first bloopers we got recording our first couple episodes of Tangents. So here it is right here.
Logan, what is your opinion on that?
Is there sexual orientation? Sexual orientation. Define orientation. So we kind of have the groundwork.
Sexual orientation.
All right, we got to restart this. What the hell?
What?
Can you put whatever setting was off back on?
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it sounds like...
Oh,
like it sounds like
really?
It sounds like you're yelling. Yeah.
I put it back on.
Okay, I'm gonna leave this at the end of the video as a blooper.
Okay.